Did The Rock just throw his hat into the 2032 election? I just got done watching the first episode of Young Rock, which premiered tonight on NBC, 8 o'clock. I was excited for this show. I'm a big fan of The Rock. But before I get into the episode, I just want to say this, right? When Dwayne The Rock Johnson, when he first endorsed Joe Biden as the president, the far-right people lost their fucking minds. They were all in his comments talking about, oh, Rock, I'm no longer a fan of yours. How could you sell out? And, you know, yeah, this would come from a rich person. And they just made it look like The Rock was some spoiled rich brat born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And that's kind of ironic because the far right always prides themselves on being the everyday man, the hard-working American patriot. We represent American core values and Christianity and all that bullshit they always talk about. But yet, they worship a president that has none of that. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth, knows nothing of struggle, knows nothing about having his lights and water turned off, knows nothing about missing a meal or sleeping on a soiled mattress like Dwayne The Rock Johnson did, knows nothing of that. But yet, that's whose dick they decide to suck. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the American dream. He represents the American dream. How can you not love that guy? Started from the bottom, worked his way up, and became a star football player, one of the best wrestlers to ever do it, biggest movie star, one of the biggest movie stars in the world, one of the highest paid movie stars in the world, and now has his own sitcom on NBC. That's the American dream, nigga. Well, ain't it? Shit, you better come on in. Stop playing with that man. Put some respect on his name. So with that being said, the show looks like it's setting up for his 2032 presidential run. And I'm voting for the man. I don't give a damn. I mean, hopefully he has some policies that I can get down with. I know at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, the policies. But I'm voting for The Rock. I fucks with The Rock. I even read the man's book. This is why I'm excited for the show. You can see the light ring reflection. My light ring. I read his book, y'all. I'm a big fan, so I know his story. I'm just excited to see it on the small screen. So with that being said, let me put my critic hat on. I wasn't overly excited about this episode, all right? You know, you have certain shows that have that magic. Like the first time I watched Martin, the first time I watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the first time I watched The Sopranos, The Wire. These shows, there's certain shows when you first watch them, they grip you right away and you're like, damn, this is something special. I can't wait to keep watching. This show didn't grip me like that, but at the same time, I am interested because I am a fan of The Rock. I'm a fan of old school wrestling. So when they showed the actors playing Andre the Giant and Junkyard Dog, Iron Sheik, I was like, holy shit, I grew up watching these guys wrestle. And the way the episode ended where The Rock said, you know what, I have a lot of stories to tell. This is just the beginning. Trust me, I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go into that, I'm going to go into this. So, okay, well, we're going to get everything. Because what threw me off was how it jumped. So I was expecting like Everybody Hates Chris, where you see it from Chris's perspective as a kid, and then Chris Rock is narrating. I thought it was going to be on that tip, but no. This is The Rock doing his, like I said, throwing his hat into the presidential ring and telling his story to the interviewer, played by the guy that plays Jimmy Choo in WandaVision. All right, so we see him as a kid, but then it jumps to him being 15 in the same episode, and then jumps to him being in college in the same episode. So we have 3 different time jumps in a 30-minute episode. I'm like, I don't quite know what they're going for here, but okay. But then when he explained it, like, look, there's a lot of shit I have to tell you, so just strap on, hold tight, you know, hang on for the ride. And when they show clips from what's coming up, I said, okay, so we're going to be doing time jumps, I guess, you know. So I'm thinking they're going to follow that format of young, middle, and then older. Almost like, I don't want to compare it to Moonlight, but yeah, kind of like that, because yeah, I don't want to compare that to Moonlight. Anyways, this was an enjoyable episode. I think the show has a lot of potential. I think there's much left to be desired, but I think there's a lot of room for growth here. I think there's a potential to be a really good show. I don't know about a great show, but you know what? It's led by the great one. So I'm going to watch. I'm being biased. If this was anybody else, I would have checked out and be like, not interested. But we're talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the people's champ. Come on. I even drunk the tequila. Good shit. Fucked me up a little bit. But listen, The Rock is the man. He's the American dream, not your former president. Your former president is the American nightmare. All right. I feel like whoever The Rock runs against, they're going to have their hands full because he already has the backing of a large fan base. Only people that are probably opposed to him are the far right, the people that didn't like him because he endorsed Joe Biden. Y'all a bunch of suckers, man. Fuck y'all. Anyways, based off this first episode, okay, if I give this first episode a grade, I give it a C. I think it's average, but there's a lot of potential, and I'm interested, and I will be watching next week, all right? And I know the story. I just want to see how the story unfolds. So we have to get into all the fights he got into, the fact that he went to jail a few times, you know, show the good and the bad. Because he did say he was going to keep it real on this show. But the question is, how real are you going to keep it? The Rock has been known not to take chances in his movies. The Rock doesn't, he plays it really safe in his movies. He wants to entertain, but not really upset or do any controversial shit. But he did some controversial things in his life. So let's see how real he keeps it. But then again, when it comes to your personal life, you can't keep it too real. So let's just see how far it goes. Anyways, y'all, C is what I got for this first episode. What did you guys think about it? What do you think about The Rock running for president? Does he have your vote? Comment freely below. Let me know what you think. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe, notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.